Hello students, how are you all? Hope all of you are well. Please stay at home, be safe. Actually, we have completed our all the chapters of science unit test 1. Chapter number 1, crop production and management. Chapter number 2, microorganism, and chapter number 3, synthetic fibers and plastics. As each and every chapter explanation also completed. After that, now we have to write each and every chapter's NCERT exercise solution. So that's why I have today written complete NCERT exercise solution. So today I am going to explain you about all the question answers which are already present in your textbook. So what you have to do, you have to write the answers in your notebook. One by one I will explain all the answers. So just wait as I will show you what are the answers of NCERT exercise. So just begin with the question number 1. So you can just write question number 1 in your notebook. So let's start. NCERT grade 8 chapter 1, crop production and management. What is crop production and management? It deals with the best or basic fundamentals of crop production and its management. This chapter especially defines the terms like crops in the initial discussion, along with a few examples of crops on the basis of seasonal in which they are grown, like kharif crops and rabi crops, right? After then, these are the substances with a number of examples. The major part of the chapter revolves around the best practices of crop production. Here, all the important agriculture practices are discussed in a comprehensive way. The agricultural practice discussed in the chapter production and management are listed below. Here you can see what we have to study in this chapter is preparation of soil. In this section, process of tilling and plowing is covered in the addition of agricultural implements and used. Sowing, here all the practices of the selection of seeds are discussed. I hope all of you are watching, right? After then you can see here adding manures and fertilizers. In this part, different examples of manures and fertilizers used are given along with the importance of crop production. Apart from this, differences between the manures and fertilizers are also covered separately. If we talk about the irrigation, various sources of irrigations are mentioned along with the traditional and modern methods of irrigation. Protection from the weeds, this section deals with the protection of crops and mentions the term weed, weeding and weedicides. Harvesting, the process of harvesting, threshing and winnowing are covered here. Storage, soils and granaries from part of the discussion under this section. At last, short information of animals and sources of food is also provided in this chapter. Crop production and management. The chapter crop production and management covers the following topics. You can see here what are the topics which this chapter covers. These are agricultural practices, basic practices of crop production, preparation of soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protection from weeds, harvesting, storage, food from animals. So these were the main points. Now we will start our question answers. So that were the important topics of our chapter. Now we will specially describe about our question answers. You can see here, as already I had informed you, the first question is fill in the blanks. So first question is, the same kind of plants grown and cultivated on a large scale at a place is called dash. Can you tell me what is called? Second question is, the first step before growing crop is dash of the soil. Damaged seeds would dash on the top of water. For growing a crop, sufficient sunlight and dash from the soil are essential. See, all the answers I have written here. You can just check it. So first answer, the same kind of plants grown and cultivated on a large scale at a place is called crop. Second, the first step before growing crop is preparation of the soil. Third, damaged seeds would float on the top of the water. Fourth, D1, for growing a crop, sufficient sunlight and water and nutrients from the soil are essential. So these was our fill in the blanks. Now we will move towards question number 2. In the question number 2, like the following is given. You can see the question. Here both the sides, column A, column B, and I have represented the answers also. You can see here these are all the questions you have to write in your notebook. Okay. So here you can see Kharif crops, paddy and maize, Rabi crops, wheat, gram and pea. Chemical fertilizers, urea and superphosphate. Organic manures, animal excreta, cow dung, urine and plant waste. So these are the answers of match the following. Now question number 3, give 2 examples of each. Kharif crop, paddy and maize are the 2 examples of kharif and crop. Rabi crops, 2 examples of rabi crops are wheat and gram. So now we'll move towards the next question. Question number 4, write a paragraph in your own words on each of the following. First, preparation of soil. Second, sowing. Third, weeding. And fourth, threshing. Actually this thing we have to write in your own words, but I am explaining here, so just go through it. Preparation of soil, how you will prepare the soil. So as a whole paragraph is written here, you can write in your notebook also. I am explaining also. In this, especially it is the first method to be followed before growing a crop. This method is usually employed in the soil for loosening the soil, which will specially allow the root to penetrate deep into it. The loosening of the soil helps in the growth of several soil microbes, earthworms. As you can see, whole answer you will be able to see from here, right? I hope you are able to see. If you are not able to see, then whatever I am explaining, please write it. So here, in the first method to be followed before the growing a crop, this method is usually employed for loosening the soil to allow the root to penetrate deep into it. The loosening of the soil helps in the growth of several soil microbes, earthworms, etc., which enrich the soil with humus and other essential nutrients. Plants require nutrients for their proper growth and functioning. The process of loosening is called tilling or plowing the soil. Tilling of the soil brings the nutrient rich to the top. This helps the plant to utilize the nutrients for their growth. So this was our answer of preparation of soil. As you have seen that how to write the preparation of soil in our own words. I hope all of you are able to see, right? If you are not able to see, just inform me or do the comment, so I will just resume the video and I can edit it. Now we are moving towards the second question, that is sowing. I hope if you are not able to write, just take a screenshot, then zoom the picture of screenshot and then you can write the answers. Okay, now we are moving towards the question number 2, that is sowing. Very important answer about this question of sowing. You can see here, the sowing is another important step in crop production. It's very important. So as already I have explained you that sowing is another important step in crop production. In the process of placing the seed in, or the soil for future growth, the seeds that are selected for growing should be of good quality. This will improve the net yield of the crop. Sowing is usually done with the help of either a traditional tool or a seed drill. The traditional tool is shaped like a funnel. It was used earlier for sowing seeds. Nowadays, seed drills that make the use of tractors are used for sowing seeds. These tools disperse the seeds uniformly and sow seeds at proper depth. Sowing by this method saves the time and also protect the seeds from the birds. The main important thing for sowing seeds is that you should specially check the seeds which you are going to put in your field, so that are good type of seed or not, they are good quality or if they are going to give you a good amount of crop. So that's why how you will check that, you have to first put into the water. As none of the seeds are coming up, then remember that is a good type of seeds, so you can sow the seeds. Otherwise, nowadays how to put into the field, earlier the human beings were throwing, but nowadays a lot of machines had came, so by that method you can use it and you can take it. The third is weeding. As we have completed the second one, now we will move towards the third one. What is weeding? Can you tell me what is weeding? Weeding means undesirable plants that grow along the crops are known as weeds. Means you will see without any use, you have not planted that type of seed, but then also they grow in your field, like grass is there, okay? Have you ever put a seed of grass that grass should grow in your field? Never. So undesirable plant. These are called undesirable. Without any means having a reason they grow in our field. So they are called undesirable plants that grow along with the crop are known as weeds. Weeding is the process of removing these weeds. So weeding is a process to remove these unwanted plants or undesirable plants. As for example, xanthium, parthenium, etc. are some of the unwanted plants or undesirable plants are some common weeds. Weeds compete with the crop for nutrients, light and space. As a result, crop plants get lesser nutrients, light and space for their development. This is the turn reduces their productivity, thus various weeding methods are employed. You may have heard about the sharing is caring. So what happens? These plants share their nutrition with these unwanted plants. So similarly, the plant do not get a sufficient amount of nutrition because the unwanted plants take this nutrition. So that's why in the result, crop plants get lesser nutrition, lesser light, lesser space for the development. This is turning the reduces their productivity. So there are some of the steps by which the weeding methods are employed. Some important weeding methods are, you can see here as I'm showing you the answers. Some important weeding methods are: first, weeds can be controlled using weedicides. It is a chemical which is spread in the field to kill all available weeds. Weedicides are not harmful to the crops. What happens, especially when there are unwanted plants? So what happens, we can bring some paste, we can bring some chemicals. So this will kill the unwanted plant. They will not kill our crops, they will not harm to our crops, but they will kill to unwanted plants. Tilling before sowing of crops helps in removing weeds. Tilling uproots the weeds, the best time for removal of weeds before they produce flower and seeds. What happens, especially if they have grown also, so you can do tilling. Tilling means uprooting the unwanted plants from the field. So these method you can see about the weedicides. After then, the third method you can see, the manual method of removing weeds is with the help of kurpi. It involves regular uprooting of cutting of weeds close to the ground. So you can remove by kurpi also. Next is threshing. Can you tell me what is threshing? Threshing is the process of separating grains or seeds from the chaff. It is done after harvesting the crop. It is usually carried out with the help of a machine known as combine. This machine is combined harvester and thresher. It harvests plants as well as clean the grains. So means after the whole crops are well matured, they have grown, then what we do? We do harvesting. After harvesting, we have to remove our grains from the chaff. So that's why we do threshing. You can see the answer. Now there is a fifth question. It's a very important question. Differentiate between fertilizer and manure. You can see here there are some common difference between the fertilizer and manures. Fertilizers are commercially available for plants and nutrients. Manure is naturally prepared by the decompositions of animal excreta and plant waste. Fertilizers can be organic or inorganic. Manure is known as a large quantity of organic materials and very little amount of plant nutrition. Third one, they ensure healthy growth and development to the plants by providing them with the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, etc. But manure help in enriching the soil with organic matter and nutrients. So as you have seen the three difference and more three difference I am giving you here. They ensure healthy growth and development of plant by providing them with the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, etc. These are the chemicals which are specially found in fertilizers. And manure help in enriching the soil with organic material and nutrients. The addition of fertilizer to the soil requires special guidelines such as dose, time, post addition, precautions, etc. to be followed. Means whenever you are putting chemicals, you have to follow this guideline. The addition of manure does not require any type of special guideline. Fertilizer does not provide any humus to the soil. Manure provides humus to the soil and increase the fertility. If you are putting excessive of fertilizers which will cause water pollution, it can be replenished or organic matter of the soil. But if you are putting the excess amount of manure, it protects the environment and helps in recycling from the waste. What is irrigation? Describe two methods of irrigation. You can see here as I am describing about the irrigation. Irrigation is the process by which water is supplied to crops at different levels. The time and frequency of irrigation varies according to the different seasons, crops and soil types. There are various sources of irrigation such as well, canals, rivers, dams, ponds and lakes. Two methods of irrigation which help in conservation of water are: first, sprinkler system, and second is drip system. What is sprinkler system? This system is more useful on uneven land having fewer water supplies. In this method, water is supplied using pipes to one or more central locations within the field. When the water allowed to flow under the high pressure with the help of a pump, it gets sprinkled to the crop. Second is drip system. In this system, the water is specially delivered at or near the roots of the plants, drop by drop. This is the most efficient method of irrigation as there is no wastage of water at all. This method is important in areas where water availability is poor. It's very important method, especially nowadays this method is only applied. Question 7. Is wheat sown in the Kharif season? What would happen? Discuss. If wheat is sown in the Kharif season from June to October, then the whole crop might get destroyed because of many factors such as lack of optimum temperature, availability of paste. Kharif season includes the rainy season, which is not favorable for the growth of wheat crop. Therefore, wheat crop should not be sown during the summer season, rainy season. Now you can see question number 8, how soil gets affected by the continuous plantation of crops in a field. Continuous plantation of a crop in a field makes the soil poor in certain nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, etc. Plants require nutrition for the proper growth and functioning. When a farmer continues to grow crops one after another, then all the nutrition available in the soil reduces and crop yield or crop gets decreases automatically. Now, ninth question, what are weeds? How can we control them? Undesirable plants that grow along with the crops are called weeds. Xanthium or Perthium are the examples of these common weeds. Weeds compete with the crop for nutrients, light and space. As a result, crop get plants less nutrition, light and space for the development. This in turn reduces for productivity, thus various weeding methods are employed. First, some important weeding methods are, you can see as it is the same answer as I had described you earlier also. Now, how to arrange this? It's a very nice arrangement you can see here. Flow chart of sugarcane for production, preparation of soil, plowing the field, sowing, manuring, irrigation, harvesting, sending the crop to the sugar factory. As you have seen, now 11th question was a puzzle one that you don't have to solve. Till 10th, I hope all of you have understand. So I hope all of you have written all the answers of chapter number 1. Similarly, I will give you chapter number 2 all the exercise answers, chapter number 3 all the answers. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this video with your friends so your friends can also enjoy this video and they can also write all the questions. That's all for today. Thank you very much.